Welcome to Hope for Everybody, a channel that exists to highlight people and places that are all about providing hope to people in need. Check out today's episode.
With Hope Prison Ministries, I'm here with Tom Smith, and we're going to ask him a couple questions about himself to find out how life was before Hope Prison Ministries and how his life has changed since. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, before I came here, I was living in Little Rock, Arkansas in a ministry that was going nowhere. A friend of mine and I made a phone call. It took several days, and I found Hope Prison Ministries, and I said to him, I talked to Chandler Fozard for about 2 different times in about 3 days, and he finally realized that, hey, that's a no place going. And he drove all the way from Fort Worth, Texas to Little Rock, Arkansas, which I think is about 6 hours to get me.
Right, and that's not the first time or the only time that Chandler's done something like that for somebody, gone extreme distances to get them. So how long were you in that transitional housing before you came to Hope Prison Ministries and found Chandler?
Unfortunately, stuck there for 7 years.
7 years. Were you able to progress your life at all?
Excuse me?
Were you able to progress your life at all, or were you stuck stagnant or what?
I was stuck. There was no future, no hope. I was part of the car wash, and he was charging us over $4,000. And there was probably 27 bunks in one room, and every single one of the bunks was occupied.
Right, so you basically got there with nothing and wasn't able to progress yourself at all?
No, there was no hope of nothing. But my buddy Robert Hurst, who him and I became extremely good friends, and we are too right now, got himself a cell phone, and that's how I was able to get out of there.
So was a cell phone in that transitional housing kind of unheard of between the guys?
If you got caught with a cell phone in that house, you will be kicked out.
Really?
And most of them went back to prison.
How were they supposed to find a job or anything?
If you're liking this content, don't miss out on future episodes. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now back to the show.
You don't?
That's just the thing. You were stuck there.
So they had jobs that they provided themselves within their own little transitional housing?
No, sir. You had to work at the car wash. And
was that their company?
Well, Suds and Bubbles was Benjamin Perkins, which is the owner of the halfway house there in Little Rock. He had one rule, his rule, and that rule can change.
Okay, Tom. So, how has life changed since you've come to Hope Prison Ministries?
Oh, I've done a 180. I've met some really interesting people, some great people. A lot of people have taught me a lot about myself. And I'll never, ever forget the first day. Actually, I think it was the second day when I was at the May House when I first got here. As of September 28th, this year will be 3 years, is when you walked into the house. And you were the driver.
Yeah.
And I was doing my curriculum on that big old flat screen TV, and you said, that's what I like to see. People doing their curriculum. And that's when I was asking people, who's he?
Yeah, I really was proud of you, man, because I know that you weren't used to doing that kind of thing, but yet I knew you had a deep desire to follow Christ. And so how has your relationship grown with Christ since you've come to Hope Prison Ministries?
Well, it's gone quite a bit. It's gotten quite a bit better. I have a lot to learn what I thought about myself. I really don't even know myself that well, and I'm finding that a whole lot of people that actually do care about me in this program that will actually help. And sometimes I'm kind of resilient on being able to accept that, because I still have my dad's attitude, which isn't good.
Right.
It's a military attitude.
So, how would you say your relationship is with Chandler?
It's okay. I think I can work on that quite a bit. But I deeply owe my life to that man for what he did when I was stuck out there in Little Rock. When he first contacted me and saying, hey, if you can get enough money up there and take the bus out here, I'll pick you up at the Fort Worth bus station.
Huh.
Well, brother, I tell you what.
Turns out that didn't happen.
I sold everything.
Oh, you did?
I sold everything I had.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to one person. I said, hey, all I need is enough money to book a Greyhound bus ticket. Get me down there. I'll call up Chandler, and Chandler will pick me up at the Greyhound bus station. Well, he sold, I probably had about like $900 worth of equipment. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff. Well, the next morning, that's when Chandler, I came back from work, and my buddy, Robert Hurst, tells me, he goes, hey, Chandler just called me up and said he's on his way down and he's going to get you in a couple days. I was like, okay, I got nothing now. I go back up to the guy and say, hey, I don't need that money now. Well, he still gave me like $80, but hey, talks about sell everything and you move on. I definitely did that.
That's a biblical thing too. Jesus also requests his disciples to do the very same thing, so it's pretty awesome. You know, Chandler, he's done that several times for people. He's gone out of state and he'll drop whatever he's doing to go save somebody from a terrible situation to bring them home to a place that they can call home.
Well, not only has he gone different places, I've seen him help people here in this program. I didn't understand the program. I didn't understand why it happens, and I question it, and some of it's a really uplifting thing because things I want to get done, you can actually get done in this program. To be able to achieve a job, your own place, a vehicle.
Well, Tom, it's evident that Hope Prison Ministries has obviously made a difference in your life. You know, it can be an emotional thing to come from somewhere that's basically nothing and then have hope given to you all of a sudden. You know, all glory to God.
My biggest problem is me. I just gotta learn how to stop being me and grow up.
All right, Tom.
With this program.
Well, I think that's going to conclude this interview for today. We'll have you back some other time and talk a little bit more about your life as you progress, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us today. If you liked what you've seen, please like. If you would like to see more in the future, please subscribe. This has been Brandon and Tom. God bless you.
We've reached the end of today's episode of Hope for Everybody. If you'd like to be a part of the show and tell us your story, please visit us online at hopeforeverybody.org.